Hello students, this is me Saurav Awasthi, English faculty of Mount Litera G School, and today we are going to study the third chapter of prose, that is Flamingo. The chapter's name is Deep Water, written by William Orville Douglas. So here we are going to study about the narrator who was afraid of water. So now let's begin with the summary of the chapter Deep Water. Let's begin. Where the story begins with the narrator recounting an incident that took place when he was of 10 years old. The narrator had decided to learn swimming at the YMCA pool. He was initially worried when he stepped into the YMCA pool since it stirred unpleasant memories. When he was about 3 or 4 years old, his father had taken him to a beach in California. The waves had knocked him over and he had been covered by water. This experience has filled him with a deep fear of water. The narrator felt this fear resurfacing at the YMCA pool but over some days he overcame the fear by observing and imitating the actions of other boys who were swimming. One day, the narrator was sitting alone by the side of the pool waiting for the others to come up. He did not have the confidence to enter the pool alone. A huge boy of 18 came and picked him up and threw him into the deep end of the pool. The narrator panicked as he sank to the bottom of the pool, but he kept his wits about him. He decided to push himself up to the surface when his feet hit the bottom and then paddled to the edge of the pool. Unfortunately, he came up slowly. When he opened his eyes, he saw nothing but yellow water. He started to panic as he rose, especially when he could not get his face out of the water. As he sank slowly back down, he started to lose his breath and was suddenly stiff with fear. He reached the bottom and he jumped again. Coming up slowly up, he was overcome with terror again and froze. So now he almost came up, but again went back under. Darkness surrounded him as he gave up the struggle to survive, exhausted. Death seemed to welcome him and he lost consciousness. The next thing he knew, he was lying beside the pool, vomiting the water he had swallowed. He had been pulled out of the water just in time, but still, this incident left him feeling vulnerable and helpless, and from that day, he was terrified again of water. As he grew older, this fear stayed with him and ruined his fishing trips. It prevented him from enjoying simple joys of life like canoeing, boating, and swimming. Finally, he decided to learn swimming from an instructor. He started practicing 5 days a week at a pool. First, he swam repeatedly up and down a pool with a belt that was attached to an overhead rope that the instructor gave him. He panicked every time he went underwater, but this subsided over 3 months. The instructor then taught him to breathe and kick properly, and eventually he learned to swim without help. The narrator was overjoyed but wondered if he could swim alone without his instructor's support. He managed just fine. To curb his lingering doubts, he swam alone across Lake Wentworth and then across Worm Lake, which he had visited before. He did experience his old fear once in Lake Wentworth, but was able to ignore it. When he was able to swim across Worm Lake and back, he was ecstatic at having conquered his fear. The narrator ends the story by quoting Franklin D. Roosevelt's words. All we have to fear is fear itself. His near-death experience had only made him stronger. So, finally, he felt liberated. So here it proves that if you are a determined, self-determined and hard worker, then you can achieve your goal and you can overcome any fear. So finally, you have to be strong. This story tells you that how you can win your fear and do what you want to do in your life. So finally, be confident and be positive throughout your life. Okay, so this was the chapter Deep Water of Flamingo. Now, thank you so much. Stay safe and stay healthy and be at home. Thank you so much.